I'm out here again on my back porch, hitting the bicycle, not hitting it. I'm gonna get on the bicycle, elliptical thing, cross trainer, dual trainer, whatever it is, for my 10 minutes. It's quite nippy this morning. It was 37 degrees when I took my stepdaughter to school. So I would like to get this over with as soon as possible so I can get back inside where it's nice and toasty and warm. So here I go again, to quote Whitesnake. I'm particularly glad I did it today because I actually wasn't feeling that great when I woke up. I had a headache yesterday and my stomach is a little off today. But I've been on a roll and I really wanted to continue. I'm obviously still outside, so you probably can't hear me very well. But I wanted to continue on with my 10 minutes. I'm like, it's only 10 minutes. Surely I can just do this. So I did it. While I'm out here, I was thinking, you know, I really hope no one can hear me because it's going to be really weird, me standing on my back porch talking like this to myself. Oh well. But I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about some of the things there's people coming down the alleyway, so I might pick up this thought later on today when things have quietened down. Sometimes the mornings back here get a little busy with trash pickup, which is going on right now, and I think there's some gardening people working back here, so I'll come back to this later. That's Bodie. Apparently he's just had too much for the day, and it's only 10:45. He cracks me up. That's the way he sleeps a lot of the time. It's mid-morning nap time, looks like. Here. Is that Bodie? Oh, yep. I thought it might be Luna, but it's not. Oh. Little tongue sticking out a little bit, but you can't really see it. Oh dear. I'm gonna sit on the bed. Ooh. Oh, he just cracks me up. Wait, he and his mother both sleep that way. There's Rocky. There's my messy desk area. Ugh. Laundry. And here's Dot in her usual spot. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to take her into the vet because of her eyeball. Anyway, I'll stop looking at Bodie. I'm still in my yucky pre-shower stage. Not that it improves much these days. I was editing some of these vlogs, and I just wanted to clarify that I'm making these vlogs. First of all, I know that many people kind of think vlogging or YouTube in general is weird, even narcissistic, and I actually made an entire video about that. Excuse me for wiping my nose. It was a bit chilly outside this morning, as I said. So I'm still kind of recovering from that. I made a video about that and a blog post. I wrote a blog post about it many months ago. I may post the video here, I don't know if I still can, from my previous channel. I'm not sure if I'll do that. I don't know if I mention videos, if I'll put them, link them below. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, I know I will link blog posts because I do plan on getting back into blogging, because I feel that my blog is where I kind of tackle sometimes more serious topics, and it's where I can express myself a bit better. It's just some topics I don't want to go into here. But anyway, again, I digress. My point was, I am making vlogs not because I think I have such an extremely interesting life, or because I think people are going to want to know what I'm doing every minute of the day, or because I think you want to know about my cats. Obviously, I don't have an extremely interesting life. I am very boring. I am an average Joe Schmo living life. I've gone through some big upheavals over the past couple of years that I'm still trying to figure out how to adjust to. I'm not complaining, I'm not whining, that's a fact. And the real truth of the matter is, vlogging, let me start that over. When I was doing YouTube before, I enjoyed, as I've always said, I enjoyed the process. I grew up in the 80s. I took an AV class. Part of my, although you wouldn't believe it now to, watch this stuff, but part of my work experience was working at a TV station, on the Air Force Base my dad was stationed at, and radio station. So I've always had an interest in audio, what was AV technology back in the dark ages. And so now this is something that still sparks my interest, and it gives me something to do. It is a hobby. It is also a way for me to track things, like my exercising. Like, it has become essential now that I start taking my health seriously. I have some things going on that are not, pardon me, I know that's bad manners. Excuse me for wiping again, messing with my nose. Anyway, I have some things going on that are not like life-threatening, but they need to be taken care of, and it's things I can stop myself. So tracking my exercise, helping me to see when I'm editing, yes, I did it this day, I did that this day, I did that this day, is helping me. So I guess I just don't want ever want people to think, gosh, who does she think she is? Like, her life is so boring. I am well aware of that. I thought I would throw my cats in there because they're funny to me. Funnier than I am. They get up to things that are frustrating, but they're a part of our lives. So to me it was kind of a natural combination. And it's just a hobby. The other aspect of this is what I was kind of going to start talking about on the porch before it got all crazy noisy. I've watched YouTube for many years now, and and please, this is not meant as a complaint or bitterness, but I'm afraid it's going to sound bitter. But the more I've watched, I was like, do any of these people that make videos live in ugly places? And I don't mean to be rude to the place where I live, but it's not a pretty place. Like, it's not pretty. It's not green. It's brown, desert. It's hot most of the time, except for sometimes, like today, we get cold spells. It's an oil town. It smells weird sometimes. It's kind of like real life, not pretty. And my house is a mess not most of the time. My house is in, like, we have to constantly keep up with it because there's 4 of us living here. It's not a big house. We don't live, you know, in some posh house, posh neighborhood. We don't live in some posh apartment. Our backyard, which is kind of what I was going to show you, is in dire need of work, which is probably what we're going to be working on this weekend, although my husband doesn't know it yet. But I was like, is there nobody that's kind of living like me? Real? Like, I don't live where there's green and lakes and parks to go walking down and coffee shops on every corner and swanky restaurants. Like, we have to get in our car and drive. For one thing, I wouldn't go walking in my neighborhood. To be very honest with you, I wouldn't walk in my neighborhood very far, especially at night. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, and I'm not trying to come down on where I live. I'm very thankful for our house. It's certainly much improved since we moved in. And I'm thankful for a roof over my head and food on the table. I'm just saying, you can very easily, when you watch YouTube and you watch all these people who are living these seemingly glamorous lives, and they make the videos and their backgrounds are perfect and they've got the candles going and the fairy lights and everything is perfect, you can fall into that trap of comparing your life, your house, what you've got, your looks, everything, and it's so bad to do that. And I've done it. Like, I've looked around and been like, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had this. And then what do? You go out and you buy things to try to compete, and you can't compete. It's just not realistic. And you shouldn't try to, because not all of us are going to be YouTube millionaires. We're not all going to have the stardom and the money falling, you know, coming in. And that's kudos to them. They're very fortunate and lucky, you know, that they're able to do that, and that I'm not begrudging them. I'm just saying that it's easy. Sorry, I'm probably really wobbly right now, but it's just something that's been on my mind a lot. And particularly, okay, here's one thing that's really starting to bother me, and it's probably because I've been reading a lot more about minimalism, and it's been over the past few years that I've been looking into that, and being wiser with money, being better steward of money. The big YouTubers that come out with products and shill or sell those products relentlessly to their viewers, who are younger people many times, not all the time. I don't know. That bothers me because it seems kinda sleazy. I don't I'm sorry, I just think you know, it's great. It's good, I guess, because now they've got something to put on their Christmas list so the parents can go and buy it. But if it becomes a point of contention, or if it causes that young person to feel like they're not part of the group because they can't afford the particular product, and I have seen comments made by people saying kind of that thing where I can't afford this, you know, I can't do it. And then now they feel worse about themselves. Everybody else is buying this product, but they can't buy it. That's sad. That shouldn't be. I don't know. I have no problem with people making money off of YouTube. Obviously, who wouldn't like to do that? I would. But I'm talking about when they're relentlessly shoving their products in your face. Like, I don't know. It just seems not very sincere in a way, and that it's become about kind of the wrong thing. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, which, as we all know, doesn't amount to a whole heck of a lot in this world. So, the other thing I wanted to really quickly note is that with our cats, we obviously didn't intend to have this many cats. There were various circumstances that led to this situation. We have had 8 cats in the past, and then we had a dog. She was my dog, and then I got married to my husband, and she became our dog. But her name was Annabelle, and I lost her 3 years ago, and we had 9 animals living in our house, and including Annabelle. So we've always had a lot of animals. We didn't intend to have that many cats, but things happened in our neighborhood, people leaving and dumping cats and not taking them with them, etc., etc. And then this time is another long story about why we've ended up with more cats, and we don't want any more cats. I didn't want this many cats. We did try our very best to rehome Luna's kittens, and we rehomed 2, a boy and a girl, because she had 5 total. But, you know, we're not just going to go sit with a box of kittens at Walmart and go free. We're just not built that way. So we are very particular in who we give the kittens to. And you hear such horror stories, which I won't go into, but you do. And we posted and posted. We went to the other town around us. We went to vets. We posted online. We posted in the paper. And we received a few calls, and then they never called back. So we tried our very best for a year. We tried. And we got them spayed, neutered, vaccinated. Luna is even chipped. And what happened here is, like I mentioned, we were in Oil Town. Everything was flourishing a few years ago, and then all of a sudden the bottom dropped out. So guess what the first thing is to go? Pets. So nobody wants cats. Nobody wants dogs right now. We've got so many stray animals. It's gross and heartbreaking. The reason I bring that up is because we know that cats are not pack animals. They don't like living with other cats, and we know it's not an ideal situation. But at the moment, it's the only thing we can do. We're not going to send them to the pound to be gassed. You know, to this day, if I had somebody that came in and said, I'm looking for, you know, a more grown-up cat, I would gladly rehome Bodhi or Luna. and even Prudence probably. I don't know about Doyle because he's still kind of, obviously, until we get him situated. But I would gladly rehome them. So I just wanted people to know that we understand that the cats are not like dogs, um, but we're doing what we can to help them. And, you know, it's not great. It's a lot of work for us as well, and it's a lot of financial responsibility. It's certainly not anything we planned, um, but it's here, and we're not going to dump them now. Um, but anyway, I just wanted to get those things out, and that kind of went on way longer than it should have. That was like nearly 20 minutes of rambling, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, now that I've done that, I'm gonna go and try to get something else done. I just put my first ever attempt at banana bread in the oven, so we shall see how that goes. Okay, bye-bye.